You probably heard about the COP's Conference of Parties that happen every year under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, where all the countries that are interested in negotiating things send their delegates, and a lot of lobbyists from energy companies and industries and so on show up to fight for their position. And negotiations include all kinds of things. And COP30 got hammered by the media for not even mentioning fossil fuels in the end, in the final report. And deforestation was mentioned, but the plan to map halting deforestation by 2030 was not adopted, even though 90 countries supported it, because the UNFCCC has a rule that any resolution that has to be adopted must have a consensus, which means any country, petro-states led by Saudi Arabia and Russia, eliminated fossil fuels from even being mentioned, and some other countries fought against the plan to map a roadmap for halting deforestation. So I criticize these things, and I also criticize the global warming targets, because we set some number like 1.5, and then we ramp up the rhetoric before COPs to put pressure on the negotiation process. And when things fail, we say, well, we are going to exceed 1.5 and this is a disaster and so on. But I think these are arbitrary numbers, not scientific. It's not really clear 1.5 exactly what will happen in my backyard. So we must just prepare for whatever the maximum warming we will achieve with all the actions that are going on, and focus on keeping the global warming to as low a level as possible within the limitations, and phasing out fossil fuels. How realistic is that? We have a net zero plan from the International Energy Agency. Why don't we focus on that and so on? Because that plan doesn't eliminate for all fossil fuels. It eliminates coal in its plan by 2050. So can we then use fossil fuels to decarbonize the system and then find ways to go on to eliminate fossil fuels? Because we need a roadmap for the fossil fuel states to also transition to a non-fossil fuel economies in the future. So there are too many moving parts, and it's too simplistic to think we can just map phasing out fossil fuels without the technology to actually get it done. So this is an article I wrote in India in Frontline magazine. Look at it and let me know what you think. Okay.